Written communication that gets results. Welcome to day 105 of our Supersize You annual challenge. Today we're talking about, and all this week we're focusing on, or at least for the next 7 days, since it's not the beginning of a week, we're focusing on professional communication. How do we up our communication level to give us a more professional appearance? Because even in our personal life, we don't want to look like we're, stupid because of the way we communicate. I guess some people maybe don't care about that, but some of us do. So how do we send and communicate via email specifically today in a way that conveys who we are, what we stand for, and to get our message across clearly and concisely? Email is kind of like a handshake. If you do it well and you have a nice firm handshake, it builds trust and confidence in you from other people. If you do it poorly, if you do a half-assed job of it, yep, I just said that on a video, you will get that kind of results. It's like having a wimpy handshake. If you have a wimpy or sweaty palms or something handshake, or anything off about your handshake, just like your email, that will indicate to the other person that you are not maybe who you say you are. You're not maybe as confident as you're acting like you are, etc. So you want to ask yourself a couple of questions about your email. Is it clear? Is it concise? Is it necessary? A lot of times, or is it just, and necessary might be, hey, I'm just keeping in touch with you. So you get to define what clear, concise, and necessary are for you. Some of us are wordier than others. Now, I will admit, I do very little email these days. I have my own personal physical challenges, and that makes emailing more than a chore for me. It makes it really difficult. Now, I suppose I could train AI and I could preload emails and things. I just haven't decided or selected to do that yet. I, like everybody else, prioritize my time and my energy in terms of what I am and am not going to do a lot of. But emailing is one of the fastest, easiest ways to contact people. Now, I guess texting is faster nowadays, but these same guidelines and principles apply to our text messages, right? Is it short? Is it to the point? Is it clear? Is it concise? And I guess with text messaging, to me, it becomes even more critical that we are clear and concise and to the point, because you only have a couple of seconds to get people's attention, and they'll either just scroll by and not even see your message, which is what happens 99+% of the time, or they'll look at it and it's 2 paragraphs long and they're like, yeah, I don't have time for this, my eyes can't take it, and swipe off of it. So these rules apply, these guidelines. I guess there's no hard, fast rules in anything in life. We get to make up our own rules. That's one of the most empowering things I taught myself when I was younger. Back when I was even a teenager, like a young teenager, I was like, hey, rules are just made up by somebody. I get to pick and choose which ones I am going to participate in or not going to participate in. I choose to participate in the rules that would kill me if I didn't follow them. For example, the rules of the road in driving. I absolutely positively 100% decided that I wanted to drive, I wanted to get around, have freedom. So I was going to learn and follow the rules of the road, with the exception of speeding. On occasion, I've been known to speed. Not anymore. I haven't driven since 2019. So 2018, probably. Not even been 2017. I lose track. All right. So how do we deal with this? How do we make sure that our emails are exactly what we want them to be? Number one, let's do an audit of the last 5 emails you sent. I don't care what they are. I don't care what they're to. Go into your email or on your phone and look at what are the last 5 emails I sent. And by auditing them, I mean, ask yourself some questions about them. Are they clear? Are they concise? Are they necessary? Are they kind? Are they sent with the intention of making the world a better place? That is my own filter, but I recommend that we all adopt it because the world needs a lot more positivity and good people than what we've had in the recent past, at least in the media coverage for sure. All right. So audit them. Ask yourself those questions. I like to, and I don't, like I said, I'm not emailing a lot these days, but I like to have a format that I use for different types of communication. So if I'm messaging my sisters, I'm going to have a different format than if I'm messaging a coworker or a business associate or a potential customer or client. Why? Because we always want to match our message to the person we're sending it to, right? We should know who we're sending it to and speak in their language, use terms and phrases and examples that they can relate to. I challenge you, after you look at those 5 emails, to make your next email one, and we're talking our personal emails here, that has more of a professional structure. A greeting, a, context, 1 to 2 sentences minimum, not minimum, maximum, 1 to 2 sentences maximum, because we're summarizing why are we communicating with this person? Why are we getting in touch with them? Thirdly, have a specific request. Why did you send the email and what do you want somebody to do about it? If all you want them to do is have the information and be informed, say so. Otherwise, people get this feeling inside themselves that they're expected to respond or reply. I see this in social media a lot. Just because somebody puts a comment does not mean you have to respond. But we've been trained, at least over the last decade, to get this instant gratification and dopamine hit by getting a ping on our phones and things like that. Do you have a clear call to action or what you expect them to do in that email? This applies to our business emails as well as our personal emails. And finally, do you have a closing or some kind of a greeting that says, bye, talk to you soon, call you on Thursday, whatever it is? Is there clear closures? Do you have a beginning, a middle, and an end? Just like we write everything, just like we speak, hopefully, although some of us less than others, in a format that makes sense for people. So what are we going to do today? I challenge you to take and do this on your next email. Make it a little bit more professional and a more of following a more professional business context, and see what kind of results you get from that email versus the ones that you usually send. Again, you can do this in text or in email. Email is just a bit more formal and professional a platform and gives us more space to communicate than our text messages do. Ask yourself a couple of questions, reflective questions about this today. I like to ask myself reflective questions all the time. We're always asking ourselves questions, but if we ask ourselves the right questions, we'll get better answers and better results, because our questions always lead to results. Our questions lead to, oh, I know what to do next. We take that action and then we get a result. Nothing happens if we don't take action. So how many emails have you sent that created confusion? I have probably sent thousands of emails in my lifetime that created confusion, more confusion than understanding. I hate to admit that a little bit. It's hard for our egos to say, oh yeah, I didn't do this right for years, but I didn't. Email came about in my lifetime, my professional and my personal lifetime. It didn't used to exist. There was no email. There was just mail, handwritten letters, unless you had a typewriter. And I'm talking old fashioned click, 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 one key at a time typewriters. That was as fancy as it got. But how many of you sent that are confusing? The older I get, the more I am structuring and making systems for just about everything. And not just my professional life, but my personal life as well. Why? Because if I have a system for doing something, I'm more likely to do it, number one, because it takes less time and energy. It takes less thought. Secondly, because the older we get, the less time we know that we have. And the more we want to make sure that we're understood and that we understand other people and we improve our relationships in all the other areas and aspects of our life. The second thing is, what is my personal email response time? Now, again, I'm going to have to confess here. I probably have 65,000. I used to have 85,000, but I think I'm down around the 65,000 some mark emails in my inbox at any given time. Why? I've been involved in a lot of things over the course of my life, and I'm visually challenged. So email is the last thing that hits my priority list as something to go and deal with. Unless, of course, I'm expecting something from someone. If I'm expecting a contract or a communication or an invitation or something that I know, a project that I know needs attention, then I'll check my email on a more regular basis. But I have not gotten up the gumption to clear that cache of all the old emails. Most of it's receipts and things. And so it's things I usually save and store in folders. I just haven't done it. So what is your typical email response time? I'll also admit that my email response time is about like my text response time. If people direct message me through social media, especially if it's only a social media that I have on my telephone, probably not going to get an answer because this magnifying glass is not big enough to magnify for me to see to give a coherent response. So a better way to reach me, hint, hint, is to message me that you're going to, or voice text me that you're going to send me an email and then tell me to be on the lookout for it. And if you don't know me well enough to do that, then I'm probably not going to read your email anyway. That's just being honest and truthful in terms of our bandwidth, right? We all only have a certain amount of bandwidth that we can use. And then finally, how would my professional image be enhanced or changed if I used a more structured format for my personal emails? I guarantee it would go up, right? Of course it would. But that might not be so for you. Maybe you don't do any professional emails at all. You just do personal ones. Well, then probably don't even understand what I'm talking about. All right. So that is our action item today. Share in the comments below. What is your, I like this. What is your biggest pet peeve about email? Okay. Mine's going to be spam. I freaking hate phishing and spam and anything unethical, immoral, or illegal, right? It's just me. All right. Share in the comments below your biggest email pet peeve. If I can help you in any way. Mine's probably that I have 65,000 emails in my inbox. Have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, just voice text me, Voxer me. Don't email me, please. Or it might be, 6 months before I respond. Have an awesome day. Now, of course, be with you tomorrow.